The Frames Per Second podcast.
What's going on? It's your boy Nick, and you are now tuned into the Frames Per Second podcast. I'm here with Kenneth Bienge.
Hello.
Spike Lou of the On Deck TV podcast and Another Week in the Books. How you doing?
What up, though? I'm good.
Mike Seatown.
Yo.
And Modest Media.
Hey, what's up, man?
What's going on? This episode, we are continuing on with our weekly recaps of the hit HBO original series coming from the DC universe, titled The Penguin, with this recap being dedicated to episode 5 called Homecoming. So again, let's just jump right into it. I'll start with you, Lou. Overall thoughts on episode 5?
I feel like this was a setup episode. I feel like we got a lot less action and movement forward in this episode than the rest of them. That being said, the performances are still great, and I liked it. But I did feel like it was just a setup for the second half of the season that we're waiting on now.
Damn, I'm disagreeing with you already. Go ahead, kid. What's your thoughts?
I enjoyed it, man. Yeah, I thought it was a good follow-up to where we ended the last episode. So yeah, I enjoyed it. I thought it was good.
You enjoyed it too, Rod?
Yeah, man, this is good, man. I love the pacing of the show. Man, they're absolutely killing it. Like, no misses yet for me at all.
Same thing for you, Mike?
Yeah, I'm actually really curious to hear your opinion now, because I agree with Spike. I do think this was a setup episode, but I did really like it. I think I liked this one more than I liked last week's episode. It was a bit more interesting, but it does feel like it's setting up the second half of the season, because I didn't even realize until this was over that there's still 4 more episodes. Like, it seems like so much shit has happened so far. But yeah, man, I'm really digging this show.
I thought, y'all know how, Mike, you already know me. When motherfuckers get taken off the board, I'm interested in those episodes. And
Right.
we had some people getting taken off the board in this episode that was like key people as far as like moving the story forward. So that's why I was disagreeing with Spike as far as like things not really progressing for. I'm like, bro, there was some shit that happened where it's like an episode before that, you wouldn't have thought that that's what's going to happen by episode 5. So that's where I'm like, all right, this show is still keeping my interest because I don't know what's going to happen. Because I didn't even expect that shit to happen this episode.
Got you. That makes sense.
Lou, did you have something to say?
Damn, man.
Say something to that shit. I'm just saying.
Now what?
I
wasn't going to stick.
I thought you was about to say something.
I think that is a good point that they did take people off the board, but in order to get the team up that we got from the daughter and the guy that she teamed up with, you had to take some of the people that were going against Nas off the board. So I thought you're right. Things did happen as far as people getting taken off, but it made sense. And now you get him against the people that are left for the second half, which is what I meant.
Gotcha. Well, we start off this episode with Penguin and Vic burning up the car, the famous, I guess, Penguin car. They drove off back in episode 3, I believe, after being confronted by Nadia and Maroney's henchmen. Mike, what did you think about the story Penguin was telling Vic about, what's his name, Rex Calabrese, as we start off this episode?
Yeah, that's the same guy he was talking about in the very, very first episode when he was talking to her brother, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't remember exactly what he was saying this time. I just remember thinking like, oh, we already heard about Calabrese. What was he saying this time?
He was saying like, he was like, I remember there was a dude named Rex. He had a nice ass car that he would drive through the hood, and like we felt like we were blessed whenever we get to see it. It felt like more like than a car. It was like a chariot. He was saying.
Like a chariot, right?
Yeah,
I do remember that. At this point, I'm kind of waiting for them to I'm kind of waiting for them to say exactly what it was that was going on, because he keeps talking about this guy, but it seems like nobody else has talked about this guy. So I'm wondering if we're ever going to hear like who this dude was from somebody else's perspective, or if he just made up all of this shit. Like, was this even a real person at this point?
I took away from it, and Ken, I don't know if you had the same thing, like his last line when he was like, it was the end of an era. And I felt like that was kind of foreshadowing what's to come, either in this later on in this episode or moving forward. I don't know, Ken, what did you take away from it?
I took it that I can't believe anything that he says, and why this is the second time he mentioned this guy. Who is this guy, and what's the real story about this guy? Because he's been lying to us as much as he's been lying to everybody else in the show. So I don't know who this guy is, but I'm a little bit curious now that we found out the truth about his relationship with Sofia and this mob boss story that he told Vic.
Right. Were you curious as far as learning more about Rex, or just where Penguin was going with as far as that story?
No, I'm with like Ken and Mike. Like, it's hard to believe anything that comes out of his mouth at this point. It's almost like he's like a habitual liar. So yeah, it may be a true story, but it's definitely like embellishments of this story about this guy. So that's kind of like anytime he gets into that rambling of telling a story, I just think it's just that, a story. It's not like a real thing. So I don't know. We may see something later about it. I don't know how that moves the story along per se. But I don't really take too much from it, to be quite honest.
Got you. Lou, after that story, you could talk about your perspectives on it too, but quickly after that, we see that Vic is now 10 toes into this mob lifestyle shit. He was like, look, Penguin, like whatever you want, I'm with it. You know what I'm saying? We only got one shot at this shit. What did you think about like how we see like Penguin call up his homies ASAP and set up this whole plan with Maroney's son?
I think that the the story that he's telling about Cabrisi is what leads to Vic getting hyped up. I think I agree with everybody on the cast. I think he only tells those stories to try to impress people, and mostly Vic. And now Vic is amped up. Oh, you know what to do. You about this life, and obviously the people who are gangsters from the other families, they don't look at him this way. So he's pumping himself up with those stories to Vic in order to gas him up, as we seen that it worked. And now he's 10 toes down, like you said. But I did think it was it lined up. It made sense that he was able to call his boys. Now I got me a squad. They should be weak now. I got to make my own moves. It ain't a double cross or whatever he's doing with the other two families. I'm out here solo. And that's what the first thing I thought. I was like, okay, so this is how he begins to be like the king of the underworld. He finally gets away from those two families and does his own thing.
Rod, what it like? Because I was thinking about you as far as like how they shot this scene, as far as like after Penguin shows the TikTok video of like how stupid Maroney's son is acting. Were you surprised? And also based off, I want to get your viewpoint of cinematically, like how the next scenes follow that, as far as them just going immediately over there and running up on Taj.
I'm trying to figure out what you're saying from a cinematic standpoint, but
like when they came into the tattoo parlor and you don't really see them coming in, you just hear the gunshots, and like because he got his headphones.
Oh, and you see him in a distance. Oh yeah. Thank you for reminding me of that. That was very dope. To see, like you said, you see them in the distance, you see bodies dropping, you see the tattoo artist get up. Nah, that was an interesting perspective and an interesting shot. So yeah, I do. Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up as a cinematic shot. And then you hear the sound of the guns and all of that. But no, yeah, it's done really well, man. I like what they did a lot here in this episode, just to convey emotion. Steady cam uses on Sofia, and a lot of handheld camera action on Penguin. So yeah, they're very intentional with the way that they shoot this show, and that's one of the things that I actually love about it.
Ken, were you surprised he ran up on the son that quickly?
Yeah, but I like that they did it. Like they were like, we're not gonna waste time. We're gonna go ahead and get into what the next move is, because the son really wasn't that important. But sometimes you have shows where they'll mention that, and then you wait 10, 15 minutes or whatever before they even make a move. It was like, nah, we're gonna make a move now. We're gonna go get this guy because the son really isn't that important anyway. He was just basically a pawn in this whole thing. So, but I like that they went ahead and just got right to it.
You coming in kind of hot.
Okay.
Your mic, yeah.
I'm probably a little too close to the microphone. All
right. Mike, of course, I want to get your thoughts on like how quickly we went to going into the kidnapping of Taj. But I was also thinking like, how bold was Penguin to pull up to Blackgate with a picture of his son tied up like he was at a Diddy party talking about I need my supply of mushrooms. Like, what's this exchange gonna be like?
I was shocked to see that scene.
First off, this scene, well, the part where he pulled up on Taj at the tattoo parlor, it bothered me just a little bit because like you can't just waddle up in there and you shooting everybody. Like, and it's not like he had because like you can still see him in the background. Mm-hmm. It's not like he had a bunch of people with him. It looked like he was doing most of the shooting. So I was like, why do you have bodyguards if this jackleg dude can just walk up in there and shoot all your people? So I was like, that's a little bit fantastic for me, but not enough to hurt the episode. It just made me think that you got some whack ass bodyguards. He got the same bodyguards that fucking Rick Ross had when the white boys beat the But the scene where he pulled up in the jail, I was like, man, I love this show. Penguin walked in there talking shit.
Shit.
Voice. Yeah. I was like, God, and they listened too.
They had to. They was listening.
Like, man, this dude is crazy. But yeah, no, I liked his style.
Going back to the shooting scene with a Taj or whatever, I do like how they before they actually got there, like, look at them stupid, just stupid like that. Like how you know how kids be having on their location and stuff. So I like the tie to like modern day, like how like why are they showing where they at? You know what I'm saying? Like yeah, so I did like that part.
You know what else, since you brought up the fact that it's modern day, I don't think I realized that it was modern day until they showed TikTok. For some reason, I had in my brain that this was probably like the 90s or something. I never thought that this was 2024 until this episode.
Yeah. I kind of liked how they kept with that ambiguity as far as you don't know what era this is, but it's not like super old school, but you don't know how like if it's like last year. I didn't mind the TikTok thing, but I still liked how they kept up with that mystery with it. So but obviously it served for a great episode in my opinion. But
how backwards Gotham is. Gotham hasn't progressed at all.
Yeah, that's definitely true. But Lou, I wanted to ask you, do you think that the things that Penguin does is in response to what's being done to him? Like, is he a victim in all this, or is he really ruthless? Because I asked that because going back to the episode with Sofia, when she was mean to him, that's when he snitched on her. Then going back to the Maroney thing, like Nadia fucked all that shit up. Like he was still working on his plan and everything, and then she fucked it up and was trying to take him out. So this was his response to that. Since you blew up my spot, I'm gonna blow up your spot. You know what I mean? Like, or do you think that Penguin was like gonna end up doing this shit regardless?
You know, I think they did a really good job of those scenes with his mom. I think that's what triggered it. I think when we seen him having the conversations with her and she was like, don't let them treat you like they're, I can't remember the exact wording, but she was essentially telling him, don't let people fuck you over. And that was in one of the first episodes. And ever since then, when he senses that someone is trying to fuck him over, whether they were or not, but just how he takes it, because sometimes he do take this shit the wrong way. I think to your question, he's responding to being fucked over. So when those people do those things to him, he's like, oh, you got me fucked up. I'm going to really show you that I'm worse than you could ever imagine. Do y'all remember the scenes with his mom when she was like, yeah. So I think that's what that main thing plays off of.
You don't
I said that. Just that he just what?
You don't think he's just feeling himself a bit because he feels like he's made a bunch of good moves and now he's moving up and he's on top?
Yeah, I think the bigger play. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I think he was asking you anyway.
I think the bigger play, yes, is because he's feeling himself. But in those specific scenarios in which Nick was asking about, I think he's like reacting to, oh, you trying to slight me.
Got you. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm kind of with that. I've been saying that from the jump, that I think his mother like indirectly pulls strings or whatever, just kind of feeding him information, making him feel like he needs to do more, be on top, things like that. Like I've always thought she played a big part in that. And I just think two things are true. It's that, and then when people kind of, get in his way or make fun of him or anything, that just kind of pushes him to just take the step a little further and get there a little quicker to where he ultimately wants to be, which is on top.
Ken, what are your thoughts on that?
On his mom?
Nah, just how he's moving. Like, are these reactionary to you or are these like purposeful?
I think now in this episode it felt a little bit more proactive than reactive as he has been in the past. Like he knows his path forward and how to get there. So Sofia is no longer in play as a partner. So he's the only one that's left. So this was definitely a different version of this guy that we've seen or we haven't seen since the show started. He's normally been on the defensive.
Yeah, I asked that because going into this next scene, after setting up an exchange between Nadia and Maroney to get the drugs and give them their son back, we see Penguin talking to a guard in the prison right before he leaves, handing him some money, which is alluding to a job for him later on. So can I ask you again, was it smart for Penguin to try to take out Maroney before the exchange?
Well, he had a plan, and I think in typical fashion when it comes to this guy, it didn't go according to plan. And if the guy would have executed, yeah, it was a smart play because everybody would have been off the board. So I thought it was a smart plan. I think it just came down to execution, and the guy didn't execute. I don't think he could have waited on. He probably could have waited until after everybody else was dead and then take him out because I think they probably could have gave him leverage. But no, I think overall it was a smart plan. The guy just didn't do his job. That's all that went. That's the only thing that happened. He just didn't execute.
You had the same thoughts on that, Lou?
Absolutely. Dude should have. You're a guard. Why not handcuff him? Like, why you just go in there and try to just put him in handcuffs? Hey, put your hands behind your back, then stab him, and take the cuffs off. Like, there's no way he should have been able to not execute that.
I don't think he gets handcuffed in jail.
You don't think what?
I don't think he gets handcuffed in jail.
Yeah, he's too much of a big presence. Like he's still an active mob boss.
But a 9-to-5 guy is gonna be able to kill him?
He got stabbed in jail. Why can't he get handcuffed? Yeah. What y'all talking about?
He got what in jail?
He got stabbed.
The guy tried to kill him.
Yeah, no. I'm just saying, just from it's like a Martha Stewart type of situation. Like you're not gonna see Martha Stewart walking around in cuffs.
I think Spike is saying that, like, if the cop had handcuffs, why didn't he just walk in there, handcuff him, kill him, and then take the handcuffs off? I think it's because he didn't realize that Maroney had them hands. And he
I don't know how he didn't realize that.
I mean, I wouldn't have thought that Maroney could fight. I don't typically assume mob bosses got paws. I just assume that they know how to shoot. So I was surprised that he didn't get stabbed up. I think the issue was Penguin's ego fucked him up. Why would you shouldn't have said, hey man, like, or maybe he didn't say to tell him that. I don't know. But when the dude walked in and was like, hey, it's from Penguin, I was like, that was stupid. Like you knew you killed him. You didn't have to tell him before he died. So I don't know.
Thanks.
But I thought it was a good plan. Like Ken said, it made sense. I think he was trying to line it up all at the same time. Everyone got taken out at the same time, but the guard was just whack as fuck. I didn't get the red jacket part though. Did y'all? Was Maroney wearing
He was put him in a red jacket, which means killing.
Oh, got it. He said red jacket, and I was like,
Yeah, I was looking for a red jacket too, but I feel like I knew somebody gonna know what the hell he was talking about.
Good one, Spike. Okay.
Yeah,
I thought he was talking about the wife.
I did too at first, but she wasn't wearing a red jacket either, so I was.
She wasn't wearing one. Yeah.
No.
I was like, out of all the things they showed in this episode, they could at least show Maroney struggling to fight the guard off, and we fight. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I kind of liked how they kind of like he just gets stabbed and we move on. Because I'm like, you assume that that's what happened, but obviously for the later on reveal. But if he did beat his ass, I would have seen it because Maroney got hands like that where you can't even sneak up on him. And that says he's a formidable foe.
And walked out.
He walked out with the keys.
Walked right out of jail, bleeding, like stabbed up. Like what?
Hey,
I think they played it out perfect because I thought he was gone till the end. Yeah,
I did it too. I was like, Pima, that dude, man.
Psych.
We then go to see the aftermath of Sofia killing her family with the cops and all the medical ambulance people around the house asking questions. Mike, what did you think of the conversation Sofia had with the chief of police? And were you able to listen to him without thinking his voice was annoying as fuck?
Yeah, I don't know why he had that old smoking ass, mod ass voice.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That was super crazy. Motherfucker sounded like DOC. But I was that's not shot at DOC. I love me some DOC. I was like, I can't understand what this dude is saying at all. But
I thought he was playing. I'm thinking he playing like, nigga, who asked you to speak like? I know this is a Batman universe, but you ain't gotta speak like that, nigga.
He was in the Batman movie, but I don't remember his voice being like that.
I don't either. Yeah, I don't remember it being like that either.
Maybe somebody chopped him in his neck.
Hey, bro, he must have been sick and been like, "Fuck it, I can't miss up on this opportunity."
Yeah,
this is my only.
Like, nah, I gotta go meet with old girl. But
it definitely sounded like he needed some throat lozenges. For real.
Sound like he been drinking that flood water that flooded Lair house.
His voice sounded terrible. I was like, why is he talking like that?
And he had a lot of talking lines too.
He had talking lines.
He did. He was speaking a lot for a fucked up. Maybe he couldn't get his lines right and he just lost his voice. I don't know. But yeah, I was more staring at Sofia's scars because I don't know that we knew
her neck scars.
Nah, like her shoulder is scarred up, her arms are all scarred up. I don't know if you saw it, but it if you look when she's walking, she has scars all over herself. So I don't know what that comes from. So I think I might have missed a lot of the conversation because I was staring at that. Because she has like a really big, nasty scar on her shoulder. So yeah, I don't remember what they were talking about at this point.
He was asking her questions. And Rod, I don't know if you may get this, but he sounded like that damn rat on Zootopia that was trying to act like the Godfather. But he was just asking her. He was asking her questions as far as like what went down, and it's coincidental that the day, like, as you come back into society, now your whole family killed. Like, you damn near a suspect too. And she was just like, "Why the fuck are you asking me those questions?"
And he said, "Don't call me Miss." What's their last name? Falcon. Yeah, she said, "I prefer Sofia." So yeah, okay, I remember now.
I caught that too.
No, I think she handled it well too. She handled it really well as far as are you saying that you think that I like how she called him out?
Mm-hmm. And you just pointed the direction towards Vic. Is that his name?
Yeah, Vidi.
Vidi, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ken, what did you think about that conversation with the chief of police and where we see Sofia head after that, which is the family cemetery? Because obviously, after mentioning Vidi, first thing we thinking about, where the fuck is this nigga at after that last episode? What did you take all within those scenes?
Well, we got a little bit more backstory in terms regarding why the guy killed his wife. We saw him desperate, but also, as he mentioned, he was like, "Look, I'm not trying to." Press down on your, I think he called it bruise. I'm being sincere. That was my cousin, et cetera, et cetera. So, but I think what what that did overall is just provide her with a path forward in terms of what she wants to do next. I was curious to trying to figure out what the hell she's going to do with the money. That's what I was wondering, because we all were curious as to what she was going to do anyway and why she kept him alive. And I was like, okay, it's just for money. That's it. You don't have a bigger plan in place. So it seems to me after it was all said and done that it was just to kind of help set her up for what she ultimately ended up doing.
Mike, was I the only one confused as far as not confused, but like surprised about how closely related they are, especially how he been treating her up until this point? Like your mama was my close cousin, nigga. Like, but he over here threatening her and shit.
No, I kind of knew that because I feel like the other guy, god damn it, I keep forgetting people's names, but the guy in jail, what's his name again?
Maroney
guy? Yeah, I don't remember his first name, but that dude, he said something about how they eat each other, and we've already seen how they treat the other family members. They threw her in fucking,
that's true,
in jail or an asylum or whatever, just because she questioned Buddy, and then the dad strangled the mom, so they clearly don't have any real loyalty towards each other. So no, I mean, I did enjoy what VD said and what he told about why her mother was murdered, and I like how he tried to blame it on her and the kids. It's like, oh yeah, she left if it wasn't for y'all. Now that was fucking stupid, because it's like, why are you she's nuts. Why are you fucking with this woman? You know she's fucking crazy. You need to be nice. Why are you trying to make her upset? It doesn't make any sense.
Well, I think he already knew he was gonna die. At least he was thinking about it. So he was just like, fuck. Well, he was like, yeah, nigga, like he told her, he was like, I already know any information I tell you gonna kill me, so do it now. Like, he ready to go, so he can give a fuck.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. Is that how you took it, Lou?
Yeah, 100%. He know that she's crazy, like Mike said, so he's gonna die. He thought he was.
And Maroney's name is Salvatore.
That's it. Yeah. Salvatore, Salvatore, or whatever the fuck.
Yeah. We then go see Penguin and his crew hide out at his girl Eve's crib, trying to figure out their next move with Taj. Rod, when Penguin asked Vic to go look after his mother while he handled the Maroney situation, did you think she was gonna die in this episode?
Who does think who was gonna die?
Penguin's mama.
Nah. She's gonna be around to the end of the season. She may die towards the end of the season, but I think my thought was, I'm still sticking to, like, I mean, he really trusts Vic. I mean, for him to trust him with his mother in this situation, I don't know. I was just thinking, like, what I was like kind of saying I think it was last week, that I think they actually are close or whatever. It's probably the one person he trusts over anyone. So that's what I was thinking, and I knew he would come through.
I never know when Vic will come through. You got more faith in him than I think Penguin do.
I feel like he's progressively getting better. I think he's getting every assignment. He's getting a little better with each assignment. Is what they're kind of showing.
He need to be more on time. He living up to that black people time shit. He be late as hell. This nigga falling asleep on the job and some old shit. Anybody,
bro? Hey, like, what the hell are you doing?
He may not be there when you want him, but
always on time.
Never on time.
I don't know. I'm on the other side of you, Rod, as far as him. I think that's not about trust. I don't think that he thought that he was like gangster enough to come with them. I'm gonna give you a job that I know you could do, which is go take care of my mom.
I agree.
That's how I looked at it.
But I think he sincerely needed somebody to get his mom. Like he knew he couldn't keep his mom.
He did, but I still think he just using him. He just using like, you can't do this, bro. Like, so go over there and do that because I need somebody to do it anyway. And you may be a little smarter than these goons I got with me, and I need the goons. You go do that stuff.
Yep.
I think that's just a good play. You're playing your pieces the right way. I don't think he's wrong in that. You know what I'm saying? I think
I
he's
agree with that. I agree with that.
Yeah. I think he knows his pieces and he's playing them the right way.
Yeah, I don't know about you, Mike. I just think he like, we don't need you stuttering while we shooting, my nigga.
Missed everybody.
It's gonna be like Harlem Night.
Quick.
But he literally just saved them in the last episode.
By running somebody over.
Right.
But he saved them.
Late.
Right, he was about to leave him for some. He was about to leave him some pussy. Let's keep it a bid. He came back. He came back.
But he saved him.
He was about to be gone. Like,
I'm not disagreeing with that. All I'm saying is that the end result is that he saved him.
Well, yeah, we know that, but I think the contention is that Penguin like really trusts him, and I'm still not seeing that yet. I feel why you would say that. I'm just not sure that I'm there yet, just because I'm way more with Spike in that I think he's just like, look, you can't handle this job, and I need these guys because they can handle this job. So you go babysit my mother. And if we're really being honest, he didn't even do that well.
We gonna get to that.
I thought she was dead at that point because he showed up there, couldn't find her. The damn eye was on. She was boiling water and left the fucking water boiling. And there was something else too, wasn't there? The water was on.
That's not his fault.
Fridge was
That's
open.
not his
fault. If he was there on time, that wouldn't happen. And he fell asleep. What? He fell asleep and Penguin was walking around making mad noise. How you waddle up in there with that heavy ass foot and you don't hear it? And then he's in there.
You're talking about two different instances.
It don't matter.
About two different instances.
But all of it. I'm talking about Vic as a whole. Vic is worthless. I still like him though. I still like him. But as a gangster, no, he's worthless. He's like fucking Cheddar Bob.
Oh man, he's like Cheddar Bob.
And he woke up like he was gonna do some shit. That was
he did. He woke up. He was like, "Oh shit! Lucky it was you, Penguin."
Yeah, right. What were you gonna do? Motherfucker probably even wakes up. Never mind. Nope.
About to go
Gotta wake up a couple times.
He's stuttering his dreams, Mike.
Yeah, I'm about to go too damn far.
Yeah, he has permanently hitting that snooze.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. That was good.
Okay, Mike, you said his REM sleep is like a DJ scratch.
They keep restarting. His REM sleep.
He's sleeping samples.
Oh man.
Now, Lou, I was gonna ask you, what were your thoughts on Vic lying to Penguin's mama though about him being the one who killed the Falcons and not Sofia?
I think he's picked up on how important his mom is to him, and I think that he knows that her perception of him is really important. That's the one thing he does do well, Mike. Like he kind of makes up for the bullshit that Penguin does to other people on the outside, like his mom. And he knows that's something that she wanted to hear. So I didn't mind him doing it. It felt real. He got more respect for Penguin than Penguin has for him. I'll say that.
Agree. Totally agree.
While Vic is helping Penguin's mom, and eventually going to help her relocate down the line in this episode, we head back to seeing Penguin and one of his henchmen going to a random warehouse to do the exchange with Nadia, and as surely but surely, things go south. Did I miss something, Mike?
Well, did he already went by his girl's house or no? Or is that later? Did he already go to?
No, that he went by Eve's house early, but then he comes back later.
You're talking about the conversation that they had, though, right, Mike? When she told him you left us out to dry.
Did that already happen, or is that later?
That already happened.
That already happened.
When he asked her to go with him, so y'all didn't think about our conversation before about like her. She don't.
I was gonna get to that a little bit, like a little bit later. Yeah, because that's a huge point. But I wanted to have their conversations all in one conversation.
Okay.
Because of how it bleeds in with each other. But Ken, the warehouse exchange with Nadia, I need your thoughts on that scene and how that played out.
Well, I enjoyed it. I think that, I mean, I don't know if he knew that his dumbass setting that dude on fire would cause, well, you kind of probably should have played that all the way out. But I thought it was a dope scene overall with him getting out wet, walking up to the mom. The question I had was about the liquid that was on him and whether or not that. Yeah, so I was like, are there flammable liquids that don't generate? And there are.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I can go with that. But yeah, man, I think this is the Penguin moving forward, really establishing himself as like a guy, a mob boss. And his, unbeknownst to him, his plan to kill Maroni didn't work. But overall, I like what he did and the way he just set her on fire and the way he looked. And I also like the fact that that they betrayed him, double crossed him first. So that was the other thing. But yeah, when that stuff dropped on the mushrooms, I was like, damn, bro, it's great plan, but it's a wrap.
Rob, what was your thoughts on that scene?
No, I thought it was dope. I thought it was dope how they played that out, how both parties were planning to not live up to their end of the bargain or whatever. I think they both were prepared to take each other out. So I thought that was really cool. I thought the liquid thing was cool. I kind of guessed that it was probably something that he can set on fire. I didn't know if it was gasoline because, like you said, you could smell that. But I knew it was going to be something that he can light on fire. So when I wasn't surprised when he lit it on fire. I didn't think that stuff was going to affect the mushrooms that way. So I didn't know if they were already dry or that stuff actually messed them up. Is that what you get? Is that what they're saying?
Yeah, the stuff messed them up.
Remember the guy said earlier, he said that any changes in temperature will fuck with him.
That's right. Good catch. Yeah, that's right. So that was crazy. And I guess it didn't affect the ones that was actually inside the bucket. But so yeah, I don't understand why they would just be out and about like that anyway. Why they wouldn't be in like a more controlled environment. So I feel like they would have got messed up at some point anyway. But that's
she don't. Nadia don't know about that shit. That's why she didn't know about that.
Which is why I said I don't know if it was the stuff that fell on it or just the handling of those mushrooms to begin with. So that's why I'm saying I don't know at what point did it happen. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's why I was asking that. But no, man, it was dope. It was a really dope scene. Really, it was like almost like a turn point in Penguin because to watch them lit on fire like that and just sit there and watch it. I was like, oh yeah, he is really becoming that guy for real.
Great facial expression when he lit him on fire.
Mm-hmm.
How they zoomed in on his face and facial acting, that was really good. It looked like all of them were in those buckets, and they may have been like trying to check them to make sure that they were there because when he pulled up, like all of them were in buckets. It's just the lids were off of them.
Mm-hmm.
So I think there was that stuff that fell from the ceiling that did it.
It was.
Yeah, that scene was crazy. I was wondering what liquid was on him. For some reason I didn't even think gasoline at all. Because they had shown what Sofia was doing to Vidi earlier. She kept pouring cold water on him. So I thought this was just like a mob, like a torture tactic. Like he wasn't in clothes, he didn't have a shirt on or whatever. So I thought they were just torturing him. I did not think about this fool having some kind of flammable liquid on him. But I think regardless of how that went down, he would have killed him anyway. I think Penguin's plan was always to kill them in that place. So when he lit them on fire, I was like, yo, this show is crazy. Because like Spike was talking about, when they seen on his face, I think they really want to nail home that, like, yeah, we're kind of rooting for Penguin, which is weird because he's a terrible human. He's not a good guy at all. He's fucking awful. But the fact that he lit this dude on fire while he was hugging his mother, I was like, man, this is crazy. But I'm also glad that bro made it out because I was like, man, I was like, he about to die. He about to die, man. Why you got fucking Leroy over here, bro? Like that Leroy made it out, didn't get shot, fucking blasted me. I was like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
This show is nice.
That's what made me fuck with the show.
I was like, y'all bet.
That's a good point, Mike. We all rooting for Penguin.
Yeah, when we shouldn't be.
Yeah,
like we shouldn't be rooting for anybody on this show, really.
Nah.
Like nobody's a good guy.
Because he's not even like a anti-hero. He's just he's really just a villain.
He's a straight up villain.
Yeah.
Like, because if you go back to that tattoo scene, I watched it a couple times. I'm fairly certain that he didn't just shoot like Taj's men. They're like he was shooting anybody in the fucking building.
Mm-hmm.
So he probably shot tattoo artists. He probably shot somebody that was getting a fucking barbed wire, tattoo or some shit. He shot everybody in there. So no, Penguin is a terrible person.
Mm-hmm. I think we just justify it because he's killing he's killing other people who kill people and stuff like that. I think that's up until that point of the scene of his face, looking at his face while seeing him enjoy people being on fire in that situation. Up until that point, I think that's why it's like kind of easy to root for Penguin. But as y'all mentioned, he's definitely a villain. I liked how clever he was with it because she was like, take his duct tape off. I want to hear him speak the word. He was like, look, we'll do that. He was like, first, he changed the whole subject. He was like, where's the mushrooms at? Like, I'm not doing anything until I see that shit. Because and that was smart because I was wondering, like, why didn't he just take it off so he could talk to the mom? But if he did, he would have been like, nigga, this ain't
trust me. He talk too much. Trust me, you want to leave it on.
Yeah. But I'm sure he would have said, like, I'm covered in gasoline, mom, don't touch me.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, why did he walk over there then? Stupid motherfucker.
Yeah, that's true.
Because when he was walking up, he was like shaking his head no.
I guess because he had a gun on him.
Me anyway, I'm gonna stay right here.
Right, yeah, just shoot me. I ain't going.
I'm a hug Penguin. That's what I'm gonna do. We both gonna die like some bitches. Fuck that.
Yeah. Like I mentioned, after finding out the mushroom supply is damn near all but ruined, Penguin gets a call from Maroni, as he is informing him the guard fucked up that you hired, and I'm not only alive but I'm out of prison. Mike, this is going back to what you were bringing up earlier. Because after this, Penguin is just spiraling because he only got 2 buckets left out of all them buckets up to savor of the drug. Mm-hmm. And on top of that, the main guy that should be dead outside of Nadia and his son is still alive. And that's when he heads to Eve's crib back once again. I wanted you to get your thoughts because I thought we talked about this earlier in these recaps. The conversation between Eve and Penguin was a lot different than how it was usually earlier this season. And I wanted your thoughts on that.
So you want my thoughts on the Maroni part or the Eve part?
You can say both. Yeah, both of them. I just thought we already talked about Maroni, but I definitely want to hear your thoughts on Eve.
Well, first of all, real quick, the Maroni shit fucked me up because I did not know that motherfucker was alive. And when he called and was like, there's nowhere you can hide. And then, but the funniest shit was, and he said, you're cooked. And Penguin was like, oh, you think I'm cooked? Call your wife. That motherfucker is cooked.
Hey, he's cooked up.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah, he ended that on some cold shit.
That was foul, but nah, the scene with what's her name? Eve? That's her name?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I told she don't give a fuck about Penguin at all. She was like, I'm not going nowhere with you. The only thing she cared about with Penguin was money. So the first thing I thought was Rod, and I can't remember who was agreeing with Rod, but I was like, there's no way y'all can still think that she still cares about Penguin. She's like, I'm not going nowhere with you. Why are you crying in here like a little hoe? I don't like you.
She cares about her life. I mean, like on the run with him is not gonna. But she was just like, you got my love forever. You know what I'm saying?
When you get back on your feet,
that's what all the hoes say, Rod. All the hoes say.
I got you. You know what I'm saying? You get back on your feet, I got you.
Penguin,
when your next check come, I got you.
And thinks that the stripper likes him. That is Penguin. He thinks that if he tips her enough and she dances on his little penguin dick enough, that she likes him. Eve does not give a shit about Penguin. When it was showing her face when he was crying, I was like, I told y'all, she don't care about this man. She just wanted him to leave the house, bro. She just wanted him to go at that point. She was like, you don't have no money, and you're about to be on the run. Everybody's trying to kill you. I'm not going nowhere with you. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, Ken, I thought he was gonna kill her.
I did too.
Yep.
It looked that way. I was like, oh shit, there's the face. We've seen that look before.
But she knows him well enough. She didn't insult him or anything. Like she even, like I said, she even ended it with like, well, you know, I love you. You know what I'm saying? I'll always be here for you, but I can't go with you on this one.
She treated him the same way strippers treat dudes, man.
Right. She knows she knows how. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I get you on that. But yeah, if she would have insulted him or something like that, yeah, he probably would have killed her at that point. But nah, she knew what to say.
I bet he's still gonna kill her.
Probably.
I can see that.
Because she keep bringing up, well, she said two things that kind of got out. She said one main thing and another thing I think of why he will kill her. But one, she did say, she was like, I'll just slow you down. Like she put it on herself, like, look, I'm not a good running partner. I know, Mike, but I'm just saying she ain't like to go to their boy. She ain't insult him. She insulted herself. She like, look, I ain't built for this shit. You know, when things clear out, I'm still here for you. I still got a lot of love for you.
She hit him with the it's not you, it's me.
Yeah. That's how he knew she was lying when she said, I'll slow you down. Who the fuck could slow him down? She can walk faster than he can run. But he was like, oh, you playing with me. You playing with me in my face, too. Talk about you gonna slow me down. Come on now. He's foul, y'all.
Nah, she was foul, but the reason why I think he gonna kill us because she keep on talking about like, nigga, I'm your alibi. Like I'm the main person. She's been saying that multiple episodes. Of course, she kind of masked it.
Gal told her last episode.
It don't matter anyway.
Yep. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
that's really why he might kill her then, because he don't need her no more. And he knows that she don't like him like that.
Yeah, and she knows she ain't down.
Right.
Yeah.
Damn.
We then head back and see Sofia getting ready to become big boss. And while she's doing that, punk ass Julian comes back over telling her he down for whatever comes next. The complete opposite of what happened with Penguin and Eve. Lou, what do you think of Julian? Is he to be trusted by
does this dude does he like her? Am I supposed to pick up on a romantic thing? Is it a patient doctor thing? I can't really tell what's going on here. So to answer your question, Nick, in the sense of I don't know what to think about him. I don't know his objective. The only thing that I kept thinking is what you guys were saying, that he may be another character, the other villain that just Scarecrow or something like that. Is that that's y'all was talking about, right?
I think right?
I think Scarecrow is somebody else. I think that's
his name is not of Scarecrow's name, but we don't know what the fuck Scarecrow, he is.
Was he in the Batman movie?
No, he wasn't in the movie.
I thought I heard y'all. I thought maybe mistaken.
I think he's another. Yeah, I think he's another villain. I just don't know which one.
Yeah.
Okay, you don't know who he is. So that's what I kept thinking in my head. Okay, so they're trying to set something up to where he probably double crosses her or ends up working with her. But right now, I just really cannot tell. He's useless right now to me. Like, what do you keep popping up for, bro? Like, what are you doing here?
Everybody else think he's useless?
He's annoying. Yeah, it's like, why you keep coming around and she barely pays you any attention? I'm here to help any way I can. Oh, okay.
What you gonna do?
What are you gonna do? You gonna give everybody free therapy? Get your better help ass on my face. Nobody want to talk to you about nothing. Yeah. What the hell? We're gangsters, man. We don't have therapy. What the fuck?
That's true. That's true. Hey, Rob, what did you think about the following scene there with Sofia addressing the remaining Falcone supporters and her plans for her new family, the Gigantes?
Oh, I thought that was super gangster, man. Like, because at that point is when she changed her name to Gigante and her mother, right, Isabella, or whatever. So I like she came in very stern and very strong, but I think the most gangster shit was when she shot Vidi after she propped him up just to kill him. Like I was just like, damn, like yeah, that shit was super cold or whatever, man. But I love how like heartless she is. You know what I'm saying? She's very laser focused on what she wants to accomplish. And but yeah, she was very commanding in that scene, and I think it was a good scene to show why people would follow her and why they would have, and why she, you know, she would have a strong team. Because that's what we needed. We needed to see, okay, she done killed all these people off, but how is she gonna get people to follow her? And I thought that was a good setup to how people would then follow her. See, she's about her business and that she's also fair with the money. So yeah, I thought this was an amazing scene.
Yeah, I agree with Rod. Great assumption of power. Like, there's no way she could have trusted dude. He already tried to send her off earlier when everybody was alive. She locked him down in the cemetery. Like, there's no way that she would have been able to trust him. So to show everybody that I'm for real about this, I'm just gonna shoot him in front of you. I thought that was brilliant. This was the best scene of the episode to me. And her speech was good, great. Everything she talked about, like, that was a coach speak to get the team riled up. So I think she did a wonderful job in establishing herself as a leader and changing the name.
Hey, Ken, she won me over. I know I said this earlier in this series when she walked in the room, I think her first entrance, but she won me over when she kissed Vidi on the forehead. Then she shot about 2 seconds later. like, she let that nigga rile everybody up, get rah-rah, and then like have him tell everybody, listen to her, just for her to take him out right there. And then throw money on his head. Like, that shit was.
Yeah, his job was done, right? So he got everybody there. He was the only made man there, and he no longer is. And, you know, I thought it was dope how they had the blood spill out on the table and the money's on top of that. So, you know, it symbolizes blood money, and they all just reaching to get it. So she's kind of buying their allegiance as well, and saying that everybody's gonna eat and be treated fairly. So I thought that was kind of dope how they set that up.
Mike, you believe her?
No, I think that what she did was she pulled a Trump. Just she appealed to the lowest common denominator. Like Ken just said, Vidi was the only made man, and she made sure she said that he's the only person in this room that's a made man, meaning he's the only one that's at a higher status than everybody else. And then she fucking shot him. So she's basically being like, look, I'm forming a gang of the people that everybody ignored, everybody forgot, everybody, you know, knocked down and spit on. I'm forming a group of these people because that's how she feels. Like the whole family was ignoring her. The whole family was disrespecting her. They threw her in an asylum. So nah, man, I agree with what everybody else has said. This scene was amazing. Her speech was amazing. The way she came out, and this is when she was really showing all of her scars. She had
scars,
her out, yeah. And then she had just the little fur, you know. And yeah, she made everybody think like, oh, she's one of us. Because before it was like they were all just working for the Falcones or Falcones because they feel like they're supposed to or whatever. Like they didn't have any real allegiance towards them. It was just a job.
Yeah.
But this seems like, oh, this is a changing of the guard. Like she's one of us and she's riling us up and she's paying us. And she killed the only guy that was like at a higher status than us. Man, I loved it.
And she said, I don't want anyone to mention my father's name again.
Yep. Like, what are you about to say, Ken?
No, I mean, he was stupid anyway. Like, why the hell are you talking shit? She killed everybody and you know it. And now you're going to sit here and question her? Bro, shut up.
He probably thought that she wouldn't kill him because she tortured him the way she killed everybody else but him. Then she tortured him but didn't kill him. Then brought him upstairs, let him put a little suit on. He probably thought, oh, she needs me. And then, nope. I wasn't expecting that. I can't lie. I was not expecting
her
to shoot him like that. That was crazy.
Like cold blood, too. Just like,
yes. Yes.
And kept it moving.
Yep.
She didn't like even
talking like nothing happened. That's my kind of pick.
Hey, Ken, he should have questioned her on that damn rebrand that she trying to do. Because I don't know if Gigante is hitting like Falcone, boy.
That Gigante does sound good, though.
I don't know.
I like how it sounds, especially the way she says it. With a
Gigante.
little accent and shit.
Well, she can say a lot of things to me, Rod, that I'll take
She can call you a bully, huh? Shit, only welcome to say the N-word. It wouldn't be a big deal at all.
No, I ain't going that far, Mike.
You lying.
If she got a gun to my head, I can't do nothing about it. You know what I'm saying?
Shit.
But going off of Penguin's orders, Vic takes his mother to the safest place he could think of, which is the worst neighborhood in Gotham. in the middle of Crown Heights.
This nigga was in the hood, nigga.
Hey, Mike,
it's called
Crown Point. Yeah.
It looked like O Block, right? That's what he was saying. O Block.
It looked like the day after the first Avengers movie in Manhattan. That's what it looked like. Mike, what did you think of this scene of Vic and Penguin's mother and what she was saying about her memories being there?
She was getting on my fucking nerves. She was really getting on my fucking nerves. But I liked this scene because I knew that squid guy was going to come back at some point. But watching Vic try to hide and like get the mom to come on, I was like, man, just fucking leave this motherfucker, man. Like, you did your job. You tried your best. But she clearly wants to fucking die. But I'm really interested to see where this goes because for some reason I like this squid guy. I feel like he's gonna be a problem. Like he gives me Tommy from Power vibes, but I believe him. Where I never believed Tommy. I believe this dude. Like I feel like he can really fuck some shit up.
Here, Rod, did you watch Breaking Bad?
Yeah.
You remember the I forgot dude's name, but I think he was that white boy who looked innocent, but he was really murdering motherfuckers. He even killed Jesse's girl or some shit.
What?
Yeah, I don't know.
Luke, you remember who
I thought Walter White let Jesse's girl die. Did Jesse have more than one girl?
Yeah, he had another girl, the one who had the kid, the one who had the son. And he popped her on the
yeah, I remember the little Indian lady.
Yeah.
I don't remember this.
Yeah, she it reminds me of just like Mike, to your point, like his characteristics, like he doesn't look too menacing, but you know there's something devilish in there, you know what I'm saying?
It's the dude that played in Civil War. Oh, Jesse Plemons.
Jesse Plemons. Yeah,
that's Jesse Plemons is a beast. Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, Rod, I was gonna ask you, did you find it hilarious how the mother was fucking with Vic, playing games and shit? Like, hold on, like, who is that? who we supposed to be? She was stopping and looking and shit.
Yeah, she was like, you pissing in your pants, ain't you? Like that.
Like, you better come on before I leave you out here.
Yeah, I feel like she did Oz the same way. She see weakness in him, and I think that's her odd way of trying to strengthen him or whatever by, like, you know what I'm saying, just calling him out on certain shit, like toughen up. Kind of like how, you know, dads do with sons and shit, just trying to do little shit to try to toughen them up. I feel like that's what her mom was doing to Vic. Like, you acting like a bitch, ain't you, boy?
Kid, what did you think about that scene?
No, I think I'm kind of with Mike a little bit. She was a little bit annoying. I thought that, you know, Vic was good and bad in this episode. Like, you taking so long to get her in the goddamn building, and she taking forever to get in the goddamn building. He should have just turned around and just pushed her ass in the goddamn building and then picked her up later. So, but no, I think I like that she has a way about her that seems to kind of poke at people's flaws and really just and maybe kind of to what Rob was saying, it's like I'm trying to get you to get that out of you, because the only way you're going to survive is if that isn't present. And I don't know if it worked. It seemed like it worked to a certain degree with Penguin, but he was just a driver. He's now trying to come up in the world, which she was so happy when she found out that, even though she didn't believe him. So yeah, honestly, when he walked up in there and couldn't find her, I thought she was gonna shoot his ass. You got this little black boy walking in your house and shit like that. You know, she see now. and she didn't know what was going on.
I was
Yeah, she kind of flipped really quick too. Like he's like, I know who you are, or whatever. Like when he was just like, well, I'm Vic. He's like, I know who you are, like whatever. Like, but at first you weren't acting like you knew who he was.
Mhm.
So I feel
Well,
like
it's almost like Penguin was like an anchor for her, and it brought her back to the world. She was like, "Oh yeah, I remember you. You the nigger."
Yeah, yeah. And see, I think that.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Rob.
No, I was saying I think that's another parallel that they're making. Like you're not that different from him. Like you're the same way. I think that was another way of them just kind of throwing a little nugget out there that they're basically the same person. What you were saying, Mike?
Oh no, I was just saying that's kind of how people with dementia are. Like they do snap out and snap back like that, like it's fluid
really quickly.
So I think that they're actually portraying that from at least from what I've seen personally with dementia. I think that they're showing that pretty well. But she's still getting on my fucking nerves, and she needs to die. She don't know where she's at anyway. Just convince her she's already in heaven. Fuck it.
But she said she hated wherever she was at, so it brought back some bad memories.
Yeah. Oh, because they used to be poor, right? Didn't
yeah.
And other
yeah,
stuff
that's what
too.
she was saying. She was saying this place reminds me of where I brought my boys up in. Yeah.
Right.
We then see Maroney, who is still recovering from his wounds after that guard tried to take him out, get approached by Sofia with a proposal of teaming up and ending their family beef while also plotting to kill Penguin. Rod, do you believe Sofia truly wants this partnership, or do you think that she's using Maroney just to kill Penguin?
Yeah, I think she's using him too. I don't think she thinks she can trust any of these men or whatever. I think she trusts them just for right now to be able to build this alliance, but I don't think that she wants both of their families to run Gotham together. I think she ultimately is going to be the main bitch in charge.
What are your thoughts, Mike?
What?
I was just wondering if I've ever heard that term before. The main bitch in charge. I think Rod just made that up.
I did. That was the only thing that came to my
mind. Yeah, she's absolutely just using him because she fucking killed his men. Like, you walking up to propose a deal, but you killed my men just now. It just seemed like that was a bit much, but nah, I don't think she has any real interest in him. But at the same time, I am a little bit confused as to exactly what it is that she wants from Maroney. Like, what can he offer at this point? Most of his people are gone, right? So it's like, what can he really help you with? So is it I don't know. Go ahead, Spike.
I think she need him for strategy. Like, she killed the only maid dude that she had, so she knows she can't do this alone in the sense of knowing how this world works. So I think she went to him like, I know I'm gonna need a number two, and none of these guys are really number twos. They're all just soldiers. That's what my thought of it was.
That makes sense. Okay.
Ken, how'd you take it?
Yeah, I think.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, Rob.
No, I was gonna say, yeah, I think ultimately, Maroney is a respected name in the Gotham streets. So, he probably got ties. I don't think she killed I don't think all of his men were killed or anything. I think he still has ties. They would have fallen if he would have died, but because he's still living, that he's still strong in that sense.
It was weird because I don't know why she needs him either, and why she feels that she has to partner up with him just to take out Penguin. Is she really giving him that much respect as a quote unquote mob boss or underground boss or whatever that she needs to partner up with him? What does he have resources and people that he needs, that she needs? Is it the name? Because she's new on the streets with her name, and the Maroney name is still respected. We know that she or Maroney definitely has it out for him. And she said that the reason I'm not going to kill you is because that's what he wants. But it wouldn't hurt to get him off the board because they're trying to form a partnership. At some point down the line, one of them will want to be the top dog. This partnership, unless they find a way to make it work for both parties, I don't know how long it's going to work because their families have been fighting against one another up until this point. However, she did get rid of the Falcone family and created her own. Now, when he heard the name, he kind of looked at it like, what? Like that shit was kind of like goofy.
I told
lame,
you it don't hit like Falcone was. Maroney was trying to tell her like you got to come up with a new name. You sound like a goofball. But
I thought
you got the gun on me.
Dope, man.
You got the gun on me, so I can't say shit.
I don't know. Yeah, I think I might be with Nick now. Falcone sounds like, or Falcone, whichever one, sounds like a real Italian. Gigante, that sounds like a Spanish gang. So he's probably just like, bro, what? Gigante?
It's a supersize the Taco Bell. I like the Gigante, please. Can I get the Gigante side?
I didn't do it. Nope. Mike just take the racism to another level. I'm just saying, it doesn't sound like, obviously we all know Italian and Spanish have those, they intertwine a bit, but I don't know. I think I might be with Nick. Gigante just doesn't sound like a mob. It sounds like a gang. So I can see him being like, you what?
Clothing brand.
It sounds like her. It sounds like her Tuesday morning. Her Tuesday morning order from Starbucks. Give me a Gigante of the French roast.
It would be a white woman walking around with a Starbucks size name. Yeah, you're right. He's probably really like, you have to change that. That's not gonna work. They're gonna call you pumpkin spice. You're not running around with me. They talk about your name Frappuccino. Fuck out of here. Gigante's not gonna work.
It's not. We head back to Crown Point and see Penguin come home, seeing Vic asleep with his mom laying in the other room upset. Lou, I want to get your thoughts because this is the closest that I feel like this scene or this series is kind of leading into the Tony Soprano or like that ish stuff with how him and his mother's relationship was. Watching this scene with Penguin trying to, as he crawled into bed or hopped into bed. I don't know if you can crawl with that foot. With his mama. Was this an emotional scene for you watching between his mom and Penguin as far as what they discussed?
It made sense as far as what we talked about earlier with the drive. Like she pushes the buttons, I think Rod says, and him trying to be comforting and her being semi-receptive of it, but then still challenging him like, nigga, you still fucked up. And your dad was a fuck up. And I expect more out of you is essentially what she was saying in so many words. So it does scream Livia Soprano and Tony, how she was always like poking at him as you made the comparison. So this was a good scene. I thought the mom played it brilliantly. It goes to her character and what we've been talking about through all of our reviews, how she just knows the right buttons to push.
Yeah, Rob, what was your thoughts on that?
Which scene again? Oh, the bedroom scene with his mom.
Yeah,
when he was spooning with his mom.
Yeah. Nah, man. Like, yeah, I've been saying it from the jump that I think his mom is like, indirectly pulling strings, like influencing him to be better, just for her gain and just wanting them to be in a better place or whatever overall. So yeah, I think that was just more of showing that in this scene or whatever, how he, and I knew she was gonna say, he's like, I feel like I'm disappointed. He's like, you do, or you did.
You are.
Or whatever you are, or something like that. I was like, damn, that's cold. But,
I was
coming.
I was gonna ask, do you think was she being too mean in this scene? Because I know y'all say she does things in some motivated, but like this is the most like childlike or vulnerable that I've seen him in this series maybe outside of him killing Roberto after telling him about his dreams and shit.
I think it was spot on because for what he's trying to do, like all of that shit, you can't do. Be childlike, like you said. She's just trying to toughen him up, like Rod said earlier, like a dad would do his son. Like you can't come home crying and shit, nigga. Go back out in the streets. Take your ass back out here.
Crying and shit, nigga. Oh man, that's funny.
Mike, what did you think about? What did you think about that scene?
You still talking about y'all talking about the scene where he was in the bed with her?
Yeah,
I thought this shit was weird. I thought that shit was real weird. I'm a mama's boy. I ain't never crawled up behind my mama like that. She'd have beat my ass. I was really at this point trying to figure out what the fuck is going on right now. Why is he doing this? Why are you? And it was a long time. He was like, you are legit spooning your mother. Why are you doing this? So I don't know what the fuck is going. I don't know what they're trying to imply with this. I don't know if there's some other kind of abuse going on, but I think he was not normal. This made me really uncomfortable.
I think it was. Well, I was more uncomfortable for her because I'm like, that foot got to be resting on something. And you're already in a shitty apartment, you know what I'm saying? In a nasty ass bed. But I'm thinking, I didn't think of it in that way, like whatever. Because I was just thinking, like, this is just like a old white dude, you know, he's close with his mom.
Cheek to cheek, Nick.
Like, he didn't even want to leave. He didn't even want to move.
Yeah. He didn't. She was like, "Get off me." He was like, "No, don't
like, go."
Nah, that was weird. That was weird as fuck. But I also, sorry, I came in on the tail end of one of y'all talking. I don't know that she's trying. I don't think she's trying to toughen him up. I think she's crazy. I really think she's just crazy because she doesn't know the details of what he's been doing. So she doesn't know the degree of how he's fucking up because he hasn't, as far as we've seen at least, he hasn't been telling her every single thing he's fucked up. Nah, but she was immediately like, yeah, you fucked up. You messed up. You know, I'm disappointed in you. You need to get your shit together. And I was like, but you don't even know what happened.
But she see the results.
Exactly. She sees the results. She sees that she's in this fucked up house. And she just made the rest up. I think she's absolutely fucking bonkers. I don't think she knows what the hell's going on.
She was like,
thought he was his daddy. The way she was coming up on her booty like that.
I was thinking the same thing. Is that your foot, or you happen to see me?
Hell no.
Matter of fact, she did say you're like your father, and he said I'm nothing like him.
She said what now?
You're like your. He said. Like your father? She said you're like your father, and he said no, I'm nothing like him.
Wait, while he was snuggling on her, he said that.
He said,
"Yep, right, y'all laughing, but y'all missed it. Something ain't right."
I'm with you, Mike. Right. It was weird to me.
It was weird as hell.
If there's a, I'm assuming we gonna get some type of flashback episode with his upbringing because they keep on mentioning his brothers and what happened and something like that. We gonna have to see how that ended.
Think he killed his brothers?
No, he said what happened to his brothers.
Oh, I missed it.
Well, do you believe that's what actually happened?
I believe that. Well, actually, no, he might be lying just to relate to Vic. You might be right again. He might be lying again. But at some point, they're gonna have to show what happened to his face. You still don't know.
Well, you keep going.
What you mean? He's not just regular ugly, Nick.
Yeah, he ain't.
He just got scars
on him.
He got scars on him like Sofia do though. Why
she went to Arkham? Where did he go? She has an excuse. What is Penguin's excuse for looking like this?
Yeah, they're gonna have to explain that at some point.
Yeah, explain that, and then explain why you up here, dry humping your mama.
Oh man, y'all funny. Well, after being rejected by his mama, we see Penguin talk to Vic about his family history before taking him down to that abandoned secret tunnel where they can set up shop for their new grow house for the mushrooms. Ken, what did you think about the ending of this episode?
Loved it. It was preceded by, you guys talked about it earlier, but Vic's stupid ass just being asleep. really kind of bothered me because I'm like, I don't know how you didn't hear any of that shit. But that got us to him finding that trolley coin and going down there. And I mean, we know that's the Penguin's lair. And that's how he's connected to the whole city. So it was really dope how they set that up. And this is the one that we kind of remember. So now we get to see how he got to this spot. And you see the Maronis and Gigante form their partnership and Penguin. So it's going to be the underground versus the surface. And then I'm also thinking, I don't know where they're going with this, but Penguin will have to be causing a lot of hell in that city before he possibly even gets on Batman's radar. So, and that this war between the two families may be one of the things that sort of set it up. But this was dope, man. It was like, yeah, man, look at this. This is the spot. This is the spot. So I liked it. And just even something as simple as like he sees this his home, but he's also like, we can grow mushrooms here. I got a whole bucket, so this is the spot to grow what we need to sell. So yeah, it was dope.
What were your thoughts on it, Lou?
I agree with Ken. This was dope. It was a cool transition to, okay, this is where we at from here into the rest of the season and probably going on into the movie. It was really good. And then how he just took it in, how it brought so much joy to him. And as we know, like Ken said, this is the layer moving forward for future stuff that we've seen him in. So really good job of this reveal on the show.
You felt the same, Rob?
Yeah, there's nothing else to be said. I mean, we all know this is the Penguin we know, and the sewer underground Penguin, and the moment happened. It was beautiful. It was beautifully done. Like to tie that Penguin that we all know to this moment. So yeah, man, they're like I said, man, they're doing an amazing job, and it didn't feel forced. You know what I'm saying? It didn't feel forced. It felt like, yeah, that this was supposed to happen as well.
Did I miss anything, Mike? As far as like just like the takeaways from like how we end this episode? Because I know he had that coin in the jar. I don't know if he used that to get to the secret abandon, whatever. I don't know if that meant something.
I think the coin just gave the idea of where I can go.
Mm-hmm.
And it definitely doesn't feel forced because it makes sense. He needs a place that's dark and damp to grow the mushrooms. So I love the fact that they use the mushrooms to set up why he's down in this lair, in this place that we recognize him to be in. But nah, man, the way it ended was great. I am now wondering what we're about to do for 4 more episodes, though. And that's not in a doubtful way. That's like a really curious way. Like, where are we about to go with this story? Because Penguin doesn't really have men like that. Like the little crew he showed earlier, there wasn't that many people.
No.
So are we really about to watch Sofia and Maroni's men going at Penguin's little small raggedy ass group? Or are we about to see another person that Penguin hooks up with?
That's what I thought.
Him and Vic there must be, maybe there's gonna be another villain at some point that they introduce that Penguin like hooks up with. But I'm loving this show, man. Even the episodes that I thought were a little bit dragging, they're still really good. So I'm here for all of this.
Did you have something to say?
No, same. I was just saying the same as Mike, in the sense of when you mentioned them taking people off the board, I felt like they're taking them off the board for the introduction of somebody else for the last half of the season.
Mm-hmm.
What was you saying, Rod?
I think he's just going to continue to build alliances to strengthen his reach and his power. Just pulling other people that we don't know or somebody that we've seen and just convince them to follow his lead or something or partner with him. Because he's a master manipulator.
Right? Oh, sorry.
Huh?
No,
I was just saying
ahead.
he's a master manipulator. You know what I'm saying? He has a really good mouthpiece on him to make people do What, you know,
Hey yo, yes.
That was Mike.
Mike didn't do nothing.
Yeah.
Nah,
he
I
knows
just
how to
thought
sway
about it.
people. Yeah.
All right, you keep like pausing, and I feel like you're done.
That's my bad.
No. There's a delay on my end, I think. But regardless, I think what it is I think you're right, Rod. I think he's probably going to end up. Maybe he's going to team up with those Asian dudes because they showed them before, and then they kind of just, because didn't he owe them?
The dude in the neighborhood. Maybe he teams up with him. That's what I thought. Because dude was kind of looking curiously when he was taking his mom in. Since he wanted over there, since he wanted over there anyway. Squid, penguin, creatures of the sea.
That would wow.
All right, come on.
You said
bro.
creatures of the sea.
You got an expanded
game.
You got an expanded universe of what creatures in the sea are. You put a penguin and a squid in the same boat.
It would make sense because isn't the guy that they killed that Sofia killed in like the first or second episode? Wasn't that guy supposed to be part of Squid's gang or something?
I don't know.
Remember the guy that was in the corner? The guy that was actually with Vic when they were jacking cars. Remember they brought him back and then she killed him.
Yeah.
I think that guy is a part of Squid's gang. Mm-hmm. So if Penguin can be like, look, Sofia killed your gang friend or whatever, that could be how they bring him in. So yeah, that could make sense too.
That and the Asian crew too.
Yeah, because the whole mushroom thing I thought wasn't that supposed to be for them?
Yep, that was. Yep, you're right.
So Penguin could actually like triple the size of his team. So yeah, Rod's right. I guess he doesn't need to introduce a whole new villain. They just show him teaming up with these people, and that's it.
Yep.
Yeah. Any other thoughts on this episode?
This makes me want to go back and give Sopranos another try.
Give what another try?
Sopranos.
You should. You definitely should.
Mike, I might be there with you because I listen to a few other podcasts and they keep on gassing up Sopranos like it's one of the greatest things to ever be shown on television. So I'm like, bro,
it is.
I gotta double back because
it's really good.
I just gotta get through season one. I just gotta get through season one.
We're in the same boat. I've watched
That's all you gotta do.
One twice, and it's so bad.
I don't think it's
once
bad.
you get past season
slow.
one,
it's just slow.
It's like he was
really
trying
slow.
to be artsy.
Yeah, it's really slow, but I still think it's good.
I might find a YouTube video that just summarizes season one, and then I'm gonna just start with season two. I'm not going back to season one for a third time. It's not happening.
It's like Game of Thrones. This episode called College. Once you get to the episode called College, that's when the series like starts for real.
That's like season 4.
No, it's season 1. It's episode 6, I believe.
I watched season 1, and I don't remember ever picking up, but that's a different discussion.
I'll get to it. I'll say that.
Check out Good Earners podcast for all you Sopranos fans. Breakdown of it.
Well, yes, those are our thoughts of episode 5 of the Penguin series. Please let us know what you guys think. FPS Podcast is a Reddit thread. That's also our handle for IG and Twitter. And we'll catch you on next week's episode. Be out. Peace.
Peace.
The Frames Per Second Podcast.